Hello there, YouTube. Time for some lunchtime Pew Pew. Oh, no shipyard here. I'm just going to put on a couple of quick additional beam lasers, gimbaled. Excuse me as if I take a sip or two of coffee here or there. Okay, good. I did store both of the pack hounds. Double check. I wanted to double check. One of these weeks, I've got to clean up my computer area.
Landing coupler disengaged. Climb to exit altitude when ready. All clear. Safe trip, Commander.
As far as flight simming, yes, I will be flight simming probably in a couple of hours. Probably around 3 o'clock this afternoon, about 3 hours from now. I'm caught up on work for the moment. There's things I could be doing, but I'll probably do that later tonight while watching TV with the missus. Yay! Get to go more into the darkness and flounder around and hit asteroids. Elite Dangerous into darkness. Lorden Whiteland, you are wanted. You will die. PETA Moxon. Unless you're people eating tasty animals. I guess we could get our fighter pilot out here to help.
Hold tight, Commander. Fighter is going online. Heli presence online. Awaiting your orders. Taking enemy fire, Commander. What are your orders? The fighter just brought the big one, Commander.
Really? Died that quickly?
Startup activated. I've got the mothership, Commander. Heli presence online. Awaiting your orders. I'm hit. I'm hit.
Oh, let's take out their fighter.
We've lost the fighter, Commander.
Forbo again? We killed you last night.
Commander is online. I'm ready when you are. Hear you loud and clear. I'm moving in.
If nothing else, gives them something else to shoot at for a while.
Strike one, bad guy. Copy that, Commander. Engaging enemy now. Roger that, Commander. Moving to engage. Strike one, bad guy. Hear you loud and clear. I'm moving in.
Just 5 tons of cargo, huh?
Enemy destroyed, Commander.
Composite, shield emitters, galvanizing. I don't see anything we really need. Mat-wise. Oh, already up to 500,000. And I also need to build in a cup holder. Or more accurately, a tumbler holder. Because I'm usually drinking coffee when I'm down here. Phylogenesis. I'm sure that's a scientific term of some kind. Type 9. Now, asp scouts can be either or. I'm going to assume he's probably clean. Yep. Pair of adders as a wingman. You know, being able to have AI wingmen in full ships that you can hire out, I mean, that was... Whoa, hello, big potato rock. Slide by you by the skin of our teeth here. John Milford, dangerous.
Hear you loud and clear. I'm moving in. Strike one, bad guy.
Misery. They from St. Louis too, Matt Boyd. I'm gonna bet you're clean. Needs to be more dirty miners. Violating environmental laws. That's what needs to be happening. And then you can go out and make sure that they're cleaning up after themselves and using environmentally friendly mining lasers, and are harvesting minerals in a sustainable way that it won't require the blowing up of more planets in order to get asteroids. Yep, that's what this game needs. Then we could have SJWs, Space Justice Warriors.
Copy that, Commander. Engaging enemy now. Strike one bad guy. Enemy wiped out. Awaiting further orders.
Rude here. And his shields are down, but whatever was attacking him is now dead. And not destruction of enemy air defense dead. The clipper named like Davy Jones, you know you're up to no good.
Roger that, Commander. Moving to engage. Affirmative. Maneuvering to attack position. That's one for me, Commander. Roger that, Commander. Moving to engage. Strike one bad guy. Hear you loud and clear. I'm moving in. Copy that, Commander. Engaging enemy now. strike one bad guy.
All right. That's fine. Fighters are cheap. Gonna head for a little bit of a refit here. Something I've not tried for a while. That being said, I need to engineer. I want to see. I think I have another set of engineered beams here at Jameson Memorial. Not 100% sure though. I might have sold them. See if we cook ourselves. Again, generally speaking, I'm a much bigger fan of pulse lasers than beam lasers necessarily, but I also think the thing with engineers, the outside of regen and concordant sequence for healing up wingmates and combat, there's not really a lot of what I would consider to be great mods for, or great special effects for the beam lasers. And as far as that goes, you can get a pulse laser turret and put concordant sequence on that. Help your friends out by boosting their shield regenerate. Particularly effective if they're running a bi-weave shield. Less so if everybody's running prismatics.
We've prepared a landing pad for your arrival, Commander. Welcome to our station. Landing permitted. Set down on landing pad 10. Take note of speed restrictions, Commander. Slow down.
Doop-a-doop-a-doo. Well, a couple of things. One, I'm just going to go ahead and send for my Corvette.
Enjoy your visit, Commander.
What else do I have here? Huh, indeed. I know short range is kind of the antithesis of what I normally do, but 600, yeah, those are bad rolls. But it's also put on a ship to where I was engaging at point-blank range. Okay, so I don't have anything there. So who does beam laser mods? Is that the Dweller? No, he's grade 3 beam laser. Let me see what I need. Yeah, we need to go long range. Focus crystals, modified consumer firmware, and then for grade 5, so we need sulfur, which I think I got some sulfur last night. I don't know how many I have. Oh yes, and let's just go ahead and sell that crap before I forget. Okay, so materials. lot of it's going to depend on how much sulfur do I have right now. I've got 10 sulfur, so I have a little bit more than I thought I did. Focus crystals. I should have a bunch of those. 36, yeah, that's not a problem. And then modified consumer firmware. Seven. And then conductive polymers. 3. Thermic alloys. 9. I don't have any cracked. I don't think I have any cracked, do I? Nope. But I could. Even if they are grade 1 long-range rolls, although that's sulfur. Who's grade 5? Brutarkin. So where are you at, Brew? Because I have a feeling that my rating with him probably isn't great. Oh, we're grade 3. View on galaxy map. How many jumps? 13? Alright. Oh, one other thing I need to look. How many slots do I have for stored modules? 55 out of 60. Alright, that's not engineered, so can I sell that? That's not engineered, so sell that. 2E power plant, sell. Sell. So, fuel scoop. Okay, that helped a little bit. So I'll be doing some limited engineering here. only got a couple of rolls. Going to need some more cracked industrial firmware, so I will be spending more time on. Let's just see real quick what it's like by default here. Don't. What does Brutarkin take for secondary rank up? Is it commodities? No, you can only reputation gain with him by crafting modules. Okay. Thought I would at least check and see. Could be a bounty hunter, could be a good guy, could be a bad guy. Clean. A rare whale. That's a hell of a ship name. Is it a wanted type 9? Well, that was pretty much a bust. Generally, I like to have a set of kind of everything leveled up on a ship somewhere. The reason behind that is, you know, what's meta this patch may not necessarily be meta next patch. And just sometimes I feel like going back retro and beam lasering everything in the face again. I have to say that, to be frankly honest, the most fun that I had in combat in this game, PvP or otherwise, was prior to the introduction of shield cell banks. I don't like the idea of basically magic potions that you can pop in the middle of combat. I think they did come out and say that the hull repair limpets will not be usable in combat. That'll only really aim more towards explorers and stuff like that. Which I think hull repair limpets are a cool idea. Although I'm kind of somewhat ashamed that it has to be a limpet. I think it would be even cooler if it was a hull repair SRV. And then in order to repair your hull, it would take, you know, nickel, iron, tungsten, and maybe the quality of the repair or something like that. It's dependent on the material that you're using, but you need to basically create, you know, 10 iron, tungsten, what have you, and an amalgam, and then that creates hull repair ooze or whatever, and then you go around with an SRV and you have a hull repair SRV. I mean, wouldn't that be even cooler? A reason to have a multiple hangar bay instead of having just one type of SRV, add a second type of SRV that has healing lasers, or I'm sorry, welding lasers that can also inject nanofibrous goo. which is the same thing that could be delivered by a hull repair limpets. But wouldn't that be a much cooler idea? Wouldn't it? See, that's the problem with Elite Dangerous. There's so much time jumping in between systems and all that good stuff that it leaves you time to think. I know people are like, you think about this way too much. It's like, have you played Elite Dangerous? There's quite a bit of downtime where you can sit and contemplate. Part of the reasons why I do like the game, it is somewhat relaxing. Oh, I can hang out for about another 30 minutes. And then I've got to run some errands. I'm going to engineer up some beam lasers and then test them out. I don't know. I don't think we're going to get anything to grade 5, but probably grades 3 and 1, 2. I'm just going to do quick long-range mods. Because literally the set of beam lasers I have on here are probably from a year ago, and we're experimenting with short range. I think I had them either on my Clipper or another ship where it had the speed and maneuverability to get up close and personal, especially with larger ships. And then, of course, the two on the pylons are my healing beams. They're going to remain as is. But I want to re-roll the other ones. Which that reminds me, I probably need to go over here and redo my power, just in case. I have to stop for some fuel. Did have my fuel scoop still on here, right? Yes. Fuel scoops. Don't leave dock without them. Although instead of the cargo bays, if I'm going to be doing a lot of combat, I should just go ahead and put my hull reinforcements in. Whenever I'm traversing systems, then I tend to talk a little bit more about gameplay mechanics and things that they should be doing. Like hull repair SRV. I mean, we're what, a year and a half since the introduction of the SRV, and they're like, yeah, there are going to be more SRVs coming. Well, here we are a year and a half later, and we still just have the one Scarab. Again, it's one of those things that when you're looking at a development product life cycle, within the second season, I would have expected there to have been at least one more SRV, if not, 2 more. Maybe not every point release, but if you're going to release any new ships, I would say you need to have a new SRV, maybe a new fighter type, whether that's a transport cargo vessel, a mining fighter, what have you. But I think it would have been much cooler if it would have been a hull repair SRV than hull repair limpets. I'm gonna fire off a couple of heat sinks here. Get close and fill up the gas tank a little bit. So I don't think we have far to go, 5 jumps. But I'm gonna engineer up. These are gonna be relatively low grade upgrades. I'm gonna have to take a look. One of these nights, I'm just going to have to spend 5 or 6 hours prospecting. I need base levels of everything. I need sulfur and phosphorus. I think I'm okay in iron, but I need nickel, more polonium, stuff like that. But this would be a purely PvE build. I think you'd probably get slaughtered in PvP. PvP, you know, PvP in any game like this is all about alpha damage. You know, doesn't matter if it's slow reload, it comes down to what can hit the hardest and then building up the skills to get your shots on target. Damage over time is usually inconsequential because they'll be able to burst damage you out of the fight before you can wane them out over time. Which is kind of a shame because I don't think plasma accelerators take that much skill to use. I think rails take more skill but do less damage. Do need to stop for fuel. That should get us close. Yeah, that should get us to our destination. So I'm going to engineer these all up to be long-range beams, and then I'm going to, I don't know, go find a ring system in a or conflict, well, finite conflict zone, but somewhere that'll have things that I can go pew pew. Probably like a has res or high res. Because again, the next time they go into a damage balance pass or whatever, beam lasers all of a sudden could become the next meta again. And then as long as long-range weapons with anything laser related basically eliminates damage fall off, you're stupid for not using it. That's like the best mod for it. Some could make an argument for efficient in certain cases, but I think long range is the way to go. But these are going to be relatively low-grade rolls, unfortunately. I'm going to have to go crack farming. I was getting pretty good crack. One of the reasons why I stayed up in Quince is I was getting 10 to 15 cracked industrial firmware from missions a week. Usually 3 or 4 a day as material rewards. It's like hundreds of millions of credits and plenty of cracked industrial firmware. This place is fantastic. Because I also get it from scanning the, from scanning the bases. $486. Anything else that needs to be dumped? The other part of this is I'm now just to the point in the game where I'm like, let's just put a bunch of beam lasers on a Corvette or on a cutter and see what happens. But they are talking about a adding in a materials merchant and where you can trade up and down materials. I don't object to that. I think that could be very interesting because there have been times where I have like hundreds of sulfur or whatnot, and if I could trade that for 10 polonium without having to worry so much about RNG, just go out and surface prospect for a couple of hours and collect whatever the hell you get, and as much of it as you can so you can trade up and down. Yeah, I don't think I would have a problem with that. I think it would be better if players could put it on a player-driven auction house market type place and, you know, trade it for credits or, like, well, I guess at this point credits or other materials or things like that. And honest to God player marketplace, that would be even better. But, you know, don't let the game become too MMO for something that... To be fair, I'm not sure how much Frontier has tried to push the, quote, MMO aspect. As in, I think a lot of the publishers and gaming press and stuff like that really didn't have a clear definition of where Elite Dangerous fit on the scale of game, because it's really more of a solo experience with multiplayer aspects than it is truly an MMO, other than everybody is inhabiting the same universe despite platform. Forget how much the ship likes to drift. let's see where we were. Must have just done a grade 5. I can't do grade 5. So yes, like those two beam lasers I have efficient. Those are my healing beams. Yeah, this was just playing around with experimentation. Overcharged, efficient. So I might be able to... Well, 3 nickel, might be able to get that up. Electrochemical modified, no, I don't want to waste. Apply. Yeah, that's fine. I'll take that. that works as an option. I'll go ahead and apply that. See if we get anything better. Nope. Integrity, damage per second, a little bit less on the distributor draw. Okay, we'll go ahead and apply that. So we're to grade 4. Again, we're not going to be able to do a grade 5, so I want to put that to here. That was pretty pathetic. Much better. I'm going to go ahead and pick... I think this one should be for offense. I'm going to go ahead and put thermal shock on it. So now we have these other two little beam lasers. Nickel and modified consumer. No, I don't want to use modified consumer. Nickel conductive components. Okay. I'm just rolling to get back up to 3. Trying not to use materials that I need for anything else. There we go. Grade 3. And we're kind of running out, so I'm going to go ahead and put, regenerate, well, that would be for wing stuff. Thermal vent. Yeah, this is a gimbaled weapon, so it'd still be under my control. And we'll go ahead and do a thermal vent. A thermal conduit. I know this ship is going to run hot, based on heat level of the firing ship. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and put that on. Beam lasers. Sulfur. Crap. Apply. Yeah, that's at least something. So we're out of modified consumer. Yeah. Ooh, we don't have any heat dispersion plates either. Yeah, that's as good as we're going to get today. So, pretty low-level upgrades, hodgepodge. Let's see if there's a something around here. Okay, nothing with rings here. Apparently I've been here before. Nope, nothing there. Yaso Kandi. Nope, no rings there. Punta. I don't have any information for you. Dangu. Nope. That was useless exploration purchase. What about Hip 6854? Rings? No rings. Man, there's just no rings around this place. Chimdeed, nothing. Nespel. Nope. Oh, yes, rings. 3,000 light seconds. Don't know if there's going to be anything there, but, you know. Go test it out. Go test it out for 10-15 minutes, and then I will go run errands for the day and
takeoff procedure complete. Clear for departure. Flight control now offline. Goodbye.
if that's the case, I'm going to stay around here and see if I can't find some places to get resources. I think it's desperate time for resource gathering. I mean, how many material slots do I have open? I need heat vanes. 700. Yeah, I've got 290 slots open. I only have one niobium. That's the thing about engineering weapons is you need not only do you need a lot for like grade 5 rolls in order to try to get the best one that you can before applying an upgrade, you need a bunch, even more, of the previous rolls to try and upgrade something and get it back up to the so you go back down to 3, you need a lot of... for every weapon you're going to upgrade, you essentially need, I believe, 3 or 4... enough to make 4 grade 4, or 3 rolls, and 3 or 4 grade 4 rolls. So you need 16 rolls worth of materials if you're going to upgrade 4 weapons. think that's right. 8. No, you need 32 rolls worth of materials. Unless you were cheating and using the interface glitch to basically have infinite rolls with grade 1 materials for grade 5 stats. I don't know, I guess you could say I'm satisfied with how they handled that by resetting people's equipment and basically all of their equipment. So if they did it to one set of their dirty drives, they lost all of their dirty drives across all of their ships and all of their rolls. I think that was satisfactory. The worst offenders, I think, should have been essentially had their accounts reset and found themselves taking off from LHS 3447 in a Sidewinder with 1,000 credits. And that's how I would have dealt with the situation. And the people that it really pissed off would leave the game, never come back. And so be it. And then if they wanted to work their way up again, legitimately using in-game mechanics, fine. But it would take them a few weeks to get back what they had lost. You know, go through and completely reset their accounts. Have to go back, unlock all of the engineers. Like I said, I would have just cleared their save. Been like, yep. Okay, so is there any resource extraction site? That'll work.
Startup activated. I've got the mothership, Commander.
Okay.
All clear, Commander. Put me in the thick of it.
Shattered Trapper. Ooh. So, modules. We're into the 3s. Well, that still needs to be up there. So I can only run one heatsink launcher at a time. Could be an argument for wanting to use
Strike one, bad guy. Copy that, Commander. Engaging enemy now.
So this is for beam turret up top. Would like to get regen sequence on the other size 3. Probably too concordant. But this would be a decent support configuration for...
That's one for me, Commander.
wing fights.
Strike one, bad guy. Roger that, Commander. Moving to engage. That's one for
They
me,
seem to
Commander.
melt fairly effectively.
Awaiting further orders. Roger that, Commander. Moving to engage. Strike one, bad guy. Enemy wiped out. Awaiting further orders.
Again, not even fully upgraded yet. Fritz Fry. Oh, you're clean.
Copy. Monitoring scanners, Commander. Ready to engage. Roger that. Got my eyes peeled for any threat, Commander.
For a resource extraction site, this place seems to be kind of empty and devoid of places to extract resources from. Ooh, Cobra Mark III. Are you a bad guy? He's definitely wanted.
Affirmative. Maneuvering to attack position. That's one for me, Commander. Roger that, Commander. Moving to engage.
See how well our 4 beam laser turrets up top. That could also be decently effective in the hands of a gunner.
Strike one bad guy. That's the last of them, Commander.
Durazon. Durazon, no. Mokhtar. With a Klingon name like that, you have to be wanted, and I would be right.
Copy that, Commander. Engaging enemy now.
I think I would enjoy those other two that are currently gimbaled to actually be fixed beam lasers as well.
Strike one bad guy.
Jason Theobald. Yeah, you kind of have that criminal mystique
Roger that,
amongst
Commander.
you.
Moving to engage. Strike one bad guy.
Is there anywhere to land in this system? Yes, a couple of them, actually. Time is it getting to be? It's about 1:30. I've got to hit the road and one more. One more for the road here. I bet you're a bad guy. No, you're not a bad guy. Oh, so disappointing. What about Chettles? Chettles are clean. Oh, Chettles, you're breaking my heart. Alright, well, I'm going to cut it off here for now. I'll be back in about an hour and a half, but I'll be doing flight simi stuff. Till then, see you next time.